All right, I'm Laura Ingraham. This is Ingraham Angle from Washington tonight. Thanks so much for joining us. Truth and consequences. That's the focus of tonight's angle. Now, even Democrats know the truth. Joe Biden is unsteady and unsure of himself. He often doesn't know where he is or where he's going.
Mr. President, thank you.
When he gets lost mid-thought, he falls back on verbal crutches, like detouring to vignettes, either real or imagined, about his childhood. None of it seems to add up.
We have a very, in relative terms, large Puerto Rican population in Delaware, relative to our population. And so I was sort of raised in the Puerto Rican community at home, politically.
Okay. And as things deteriorate for him, Dr. Jill's role seems to be more like that of a visiting angel rather than a first lady.
We'll go
down on this. We'll go down here and listen.
Now, the Democrats thought, I think, that they were being clever by nominating Biden in 2020, whom they sold to us, and a lot of uneasy voters, as kind of a familiar grandfatherly figure. A mainstream Democrat, not an extreme liberal. But all along, the Democrats knew that he was going to be too weak to resist the hard left, and thus he would be a perfect figurehead to preside over their radical agenda. But they don't seem so clever now, do they? It's all unraveling. And as the midterms are closing in, they're reduced now to spouting unsubstantiated allegations and lame personal attacks to try desperately to hold on to power. But of course, this is not the first time Democrats have lied and smeared to get ahead. Remember, they told us that President Trump would hurt our alliances overseas. But they're the ones who are destroying the economies of Western Europe. They told us that Trump would undermine our democracy. But they're the ones who never miss a chance to trash our history.
That is a metaphor for America. We have been cleaning up after violent white supremacist mobs for generations, and it must end.
They told us that Trump would hurt young people, but they're the ones who destroyed education during COVID.
I'm missing a day of work, and my children are not in school. There's no reason for them to be at home. My kids are being held hostage at home.
They told us that Trump would destabilize the world, but they're the ones who have us on the verge of war with Russia.
President Biden himself says he has no idea when or how it's going to end, but we know where this escalation leads. It leads us closer and closer to the brink of a nuclear war with Russia.
Now, they told us that Trump was going to hurt working people, but they're the ones actually digging them into a hole.
Your inflation scourge have given average working folks a 3.4% wage cut over the past year.
They told us that Trump was buddy-buddy with big oil, but they're the ones causing oil prices to spike.
If we take a look at crude oil prices this morning, you'll see that oil is coming off a nearly 4% gain for yesterday. This morning, it is up again.
Now, they told us that Trump would weaken the norms that uphold our system. But they're the ones now pounding a false narrative to sow doubt about the Supreme Court.
At the end of the day, all the Supreme Court is right now is a Republican wish fulfillment machine. It is just the enforcement arm of the Republican Party agenda with people wearing fancy robes.
And now they tell us that populists threaten democracy. But they're the ones who helped communist China become really, really powerful.
Supporting China's entry into the WTO, however, is about more than our economic interest. It is clearly in our larger national interest.
They tell us that Republicans want to control women, but they can't even explain what a woman is.
Can you provide a definition for the word woman?
I can't.
You can't?
Not in this context.
So
I'm not a biologist.
They tell us that populist conservatives promote violence, but they're the ones who encourage the smearing of law enforcement, which then led to violence and looting.
Do you believe there is systemic racism in law enforcement?
Absolutely. But it's not just in law enforcement, it's across the board.
And the consequences of this reckless slander? Well, police departments across the United States can't find willing recruits. They're down 300, 400, sometimes 600 officers in one department. Huge shortfalls mean more communities are vulnerable to the rising crime that we're seeing all over the country. That is the shameful truth. Biden and the rest, I'm sorry, they're frauds. They're hucksters, and they're cruel to the bone while pretending to be the most compassionate. It is their policies that are dashing the dreams of countless Americans, especially those who are most disadvantaged. They must never be trusted with power again until they reform their party and rediscover its roots in people like FDR and JFK. A return to sanity, frankly, would be nice at this point. Now, who knows when that will happen, if that will happen? But in the meantime, we're going to have to redouble our efforts to restore our economy, restore our schools, our foreign policy, and yes, our patriotic spirit. And that's The Angle.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.